This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
It's this time of the week that we like to say,
Welcome to Eejits of the World!
With you,
Glenn Wool and you,
Andrew Maxwell. And what a cornucopia of clowns we have for you this week. We have the Hollywood stars back from the dead.
we have boasting ex-prime ministers.
And we have one tweet twats. Are you ready for your first Egypt, Mr. Glenn?
I am.
Well, what a treasure we have for you. I speak of none other than Hollywood legend, Oscar magnate.
I've never heard of him.
He's a nice man.
He makes things go away. Oscar Magnet.
I speak of Al Pacino.
I've heard of him.
Boy, have you.
Yeah.
The old Godfather himself.
No, that's Brando.
All right, okay, whatever. Old Scarface himself.
Yeah, that's nicer.
Yeah, it's a nice movie. It's a nice one.
It's ludicrous now. I don't know if you've tried to watch it again.
What?
The Scarface.
Scarface?
It's absolutely ludicrous.
Oh, yeah. It feels like, in hindsight, it feels like a movie that wasn't only about taking a lot of cocaine. It was about making a lot of movies about cocaine while cocaine.
I think it's the reason actors aren't allowed to do accents anymore. I don't even, and everyone just accepted it at the time. But you look back now and you're like, you couldn't find one Colombian guy. No, this was Florida in the 80s. There was no Colombian actors around.
It's Tony Montana's meant to be Cuban. But you got to imagine, like, when it first came out, like, Andy Garcia must be just throwing his shoes at the telly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's meant to be Cuban.
Cuban. Couldn't find a Cuban in Florida.
Say hello to my little friend. Yes, so Al Pacino, Hollywood legend, he's recently done some interviews. He's 84 now. So he's bang on for a presidential candidacy.
A young one.
Maybe a young spring chicken of a president.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready. I think he needs a little more seasoning.
He needs another couple of terms in the Senate.
Yeah. We'll get him in. When he hits his century, then he can try.
That's when he's not a whippersnapper anymore. He recently did some interviews for big newspapers in America. And he said that a couple of years ago, he had COVID. And he
checks out.
And that he had a near-death experience.
Wow.
He says, right, he said that he no longer had a pulse, but he came back from the dead, right? And he's now says, there's nothing there. And to be honest, I'm inclined to believe him, because there's no way Al Pacino wouldn't have shouted into the abyss. Hoo-ha! What's out there? Am I in the afterlife? Sprawling on the chair of heaven. Oh. It's so madness. His very words were, he goes, well, hey, one day you're here, then you're gone. Not even memories. And I quote, he said, it's strange porridge.
Wow. Yeah, that's old guy talk there. That's the biggest swear old guys have. That's the way they get all the other old guys' attention. It's like a dog whistle. Strange porridge. What?
Hey, who's talking about porridge over here?
Yeah. See, I heard it, and what I think happened is because heaven is your own version of what you make it. He saw something up there that he does not want to share with anybody, and he knows exactly the significance of it. So they're like, so you died and you saw heaven. What was up? Nothing. Nothing in it there about.
There certainly was nobody that I once met at the Playboy Mansion up there.
There certainly wasn't any teenagers in banana costumes. Still legal. It's weird, but it's legal.
It's not porridge, I can tell you that. Maybe that was the code word. Because the last thing he said to Hugh Hefner, Hugh, if we've made it to the upstairs room, shout porridge.
Yeah, it's like Houdini. He's trying to sprinkle in. This is what I'll say when I come back.
Yeah. But then there's just loads of people going, proof positive. Just what I always thought. There's in fact no heaven because Al Pacino has been to the afterlife.
Yeah, but see there is a heaven. Oh? If he says it, like if he was aware of something.
Well, his very words, nothing there. That's it. He was also asked. He goes, "Has anything changed?" Now that you've had this near-death experience, have you changed your lifestyle in any way? He said, not at all. Not at all. I'm still walking around whispering.
It's going to be difficult to explain him to future generations. He shouldn't have been as famous as he was. And not that I just he just went unchallenged for so long that like he would be in these movies and everybody would be like, yeah, no, that's how people act. That's
that's
I accept that.
Yeah, I think something happened. Like he was. I mean, there's sort of movies that he made in the 70s. I mean, it was just so many great movies. One after Serpico's a great movie, one after another. But then, yeah. Scent of a Woman. I think that's when he decided that the only way he could act as a blind man was to shout a lot. Right? And then after that, he was shouting and everything. He was the devil. I remember seeing. Do you remember that?
In Serpico?
No.
Was he the devil in Angel Heart?
No, that was Robert De Niro. He's got more whispery as he's got older. He's gone the other way.
They should do a buddy movie together.
One of us is blind, the other one's deaf.
Yeah. There's a scene where they're having trouble at the drive-thru. It's like, we should switch. I think we should switch. I can't make myself known to this. Sir, could you please speak up? Could you please speak up? And then Joe Pesci jumps up in the back seat. We shouldn't be here. They fuck you at the drive-thru. Yeah, that's right, Joe. That's right, Joe. Do your little bit. I like that bit.
Get out of the car and hit that person with the telephone. But he just went all shouty. No, he was the devil in a movie with your man who was in the other thing.
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about.
No,
you do. Your man who was. He was once. The movie's called The Devil's Advocate, but it wasn't the name of the movie. It was more the co-star we were looking for the name of, who was, of course,
it's about Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Piano, the Keanu Man. Play us a song. You're the Keanu Man.
How do we get to criticize old men when we give them that? Like, 17 memories wrapped in each other. Keanu Reeves once jumped out of a plane.
That's about. I've seen that movie now. Now that you say it,
And he's a very
lawyers. He's a lawyer in it.
But he's the devil. He's a devil.
Aren't
lawyer.
they all?
Are they? Yeah. He was a very shouty Satan in it.
Well, maybe that's why heaven didn't want to talk to him. They've seen the film and they're like, "That's the devil." Don't tell nobody talk to him. Hey, everybody just fade into the wall. And all these angels are looking at him through their weird eyes.
Do you all play hops? Is it hop all the time?
He requires so much hair dye now that he's always got roots. It's like his hair is growing like a dead man's hair. Like, it's just growing really fast. Because he has like gray roots at the Oscars and stuff.
So bang on. Yeah, he's always slightly, you know what I mean? He's always got like checkout lady hair. You know what I mean? He's got Linda hair.
But he's always been a hair actor. He's always been tossing it around and sometimes his hand acts as emotion. And now we realize he's just pushing his wrinkly face down. And then he releases it and it springs back to the last little bit of elasticity that might be in there.
Angry! Surprised! Angry! Surprised! But yeah, so shouty. And then he got into a sort of Shakespeare. He started doing Shakespeare. He was Richard III. And he made a documentary about Richard III where he walked around New York just shouting bits of Shakespeare at people, which, you know, to the hot dog salesman of the streets of New York City must have been amazing. And then he was also Shylock in The Merchant of Venice.
Oh.
But all, again, very, very shouty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? It almost makes sense to be doing that in a Shakespearean thing. But that's what he was, like a stage actor that didn't, you know. And that they, you know, like, oh, he played a blind guy. It's in the movie. That's really easy. It's just look over there and say your lines and they'll get it from there. It's not as, yeah.
No.
No.
Now, which one of his roles do you think you could have played? Because that's what I'm sensing from here. Do you think you could have outdone Al Pacino?
Yeah. I'll act fight Al Pacino. I'm calling you out, Pacino. Glenn Wool is ready to act fight with you. It's like a roast battle, but act battle.
I so fucking love if through the weird jigs and reels of the internet somehow this lands into Al Pacino's phone. He's just there having his porridge in the morning. Oh! Glenn Wool wants to fight me in acting. Bring it on, Mr. Canada.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do it. Get ready, Al.
Are you just going to have to remember your lines, or is he just going to... You're going to have dudes with clapboards.
That man has not been doing his lines for years. It just all seems to be whatever comes to his head.
Yeah, it does.
That's why it's always the same character. Yeah, I'll kick his ass.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You're going to just take his Oscars away from him?
Yeah, that's how you lose your Oscars. Wear them like a title belt around the neck. Like a string of ears.
I thought you were going to say like a cannibal with a selection of heads, shrunken heads around his neck.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But if you're wondering if any you think that we're opposed to all vintage Hollywood actors, that's where you're wrong. Somewhere out there, Gene Hackman's out there.
Yeah.
He's not shouting and claiming to have...
He took his retirement. He knew when to get out. he's a class individual. Gene Hackman kicked my ass in an acting fight.
You wouldn't stand a chance against Gino.
No, Popeye Doyle.
Yeah. Do you pick your feet in Poughkeepsie?
What?
What do you mean, what? Do you pick your feet in Poughkeepsie?
Oh, do I have to? Is that like one of those red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather?
No, that's what he says.
I forgot that part. I don't watch it. I don't watch it.
I'm starting to think you're watching ice hockey on movie night.
Maybe. And it's going to get worse because it's starting again. I don't have to watch clips of old stuff. There's fresh hockey coming.
Oh, fresh hockey.
Fresh right out of the oven.
Out of the glass. What a beautiful metaphor. Straight red hot out of the oven of ice hockey.
Yeah, it's very difficult to play on that sheet of ice. But speaking of actors or actresses, the legends. I don't know if you saw what happened just recently. We lost Maggie Smith.
Yes, an absolutely classic vintage actor.
And this came from Twitter or X or whatever the hell. There was a teacher who did a tweet. I don't think he was ready for it to go viral, but
oh boy, has it!
He said he flippantly told the class that Maggie Smith had died, and you could just see that nobody knew that was an actress, and the only way that they could process that information is that there was a student named Maggie Smith in the class, and she was absent that day.
Imagine the offhand way as well. So, did you guys see Maggie Smith died? Because that's the way you say it when a famous actor passes away. Do you see Maggie Smith died? And you could just see everybody in the class must have turned to Maggie Smith's chair.
Yeah. How long do you let him stack flowers and poems there? She'll show up tomorrow. It'll all get. I don't want to step on this. But that's the thing too.
I got a truckload of teddy bears need selling.
Yeah. Some good will come from it, but because it's not like it was a surprise. You wouldn't have to break that to anybody. Like, even if you knew who Maggie Smith was, I think we were all ready to hear the news. That didn't what of what. Was it an overdose? What took her away so young?
Of tea and biscuits.
Yeah,
quite possibly. Yeah, she was a great actor.
But they didn't have to set up a hotline or anything because of her death. There weren't crying teens in the street.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't when John Lennon got shot.
No, they didn't break into Monday Night Football.
Maybe they did.
No,
Weird.
I was watching, Andy. They did not do that. That's the one thing you can be sure I was doing.
We need to get you watching more classic movies.
Well, no.
About ice hockey. Is there any classic movies about ice hockey?
Slapshot.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, Paul Newman. It's the best sports movie ever, somebody said once.
Was it Thespian Eejits?
Yeah, one of those guys. No, it's that's a well-held theory. And I met Captain Johnny in Dubai, the guy who played Captain Johnny. Have you seen the movie?
Of course I have not. Why would I watch a movie about ice hockey?
Because it's the best sports movie ever. And that's not just because I'm Canadian. An American guy said that once.
And so what I want to know is, have you seen MVP? Most Valuable Primate?
Well,
have you seen it?
I thought it was baseball.
No, they did a whole load of them. MVP, Most Valuable Primate, ... ice hockey. There's also one where he's a snowboarder and he solves crime. Yeah, there's a good movie. I mean, Maggie Smith, you were a wonderful actor, but and Pacino in his day was a great actor, but neither of you were a simian who can ride a snowboard.
No.
There's a quality movie.
I would be very interested to find out which actors had drug or divorce problems. Oh, you can see them all in those movies.
Oh, the humans in the movies. If they had drug problems, they had all sorts of other problems. They were acting like the homeless, I mean, these weren't famous actors that had fallen on hard times.
Oh, right.
These were actors who never got up from hard times. These people were acting in village halls before they're not waiting for the phone to ring. Somebody just rolled down the window and went, "Hey you!"
They do not have phones.
Hey you! Want to make $20 standing near a monkey?
God, I hope this is about acting.
I'd like it to be about acting.
Yeah. The look on his face later that day when he realized it was about acting. He was applying chapstick, just stretching. Can we get this over with, please?
Just showing up on set with a lubed up tire ring. I'm ready. I'm ready to be the banana.
What time's lunch?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that's what I say about your slapstick.
Yeah.
Smack stick? What was it called?
Chapstick.
Chapstick. No, the movie you recommended.
Slapshot.
Slapstick.
Slapshot.
Slapshot.
Don't make it weird.
Oh,
It's good. It's
right.
good. It's got Paul Newman in it.
Paul
At the height of his fame. The sexiest Paul Newman has ever been is in that movie. He's old and he's grizzled, but he's still, he can still he looks like he plays a professional sport, but it's his last year. He's a good-looking guy, that Paul Newman. That's what I got to say about all of this.
Who would have thought when we started off about Al Pacino has defied death that we'd actually be all the way to Glenn Wool fancies Paul Newman?
I don't fancy him.
Yeah, it sounds an awful lot like that's exactly what you said.
If I had to choose.
Between what?
if I had to pick a guy, if it gun to my head, all right, me and Paul.
All right, fair enough. But by the sounds of it, it's not a loaded gun, and in fact, it's a water pistol full of lube.
I actually gave them the gun. If I pulled up in my car and I said, "Hey, you at the inner tube, drop the lube. I got another job for you. I want you to hold this gun to my head, and I'm gonna go try and seduce Paul Newman."
Oh yeah, I bet you snuck into Paul Newman's apartment, and there was just a bit of light opera playing in the background. Yeah, yeah, and there's Paul, topless, just making one of his batches of pasta sauce for charity. It all went to charity, those pasta sauces.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, how'd you like a different sort of salad dressing? Disregard the homeless man with a gun. He's just, I realize I don't need him now. Just come over here, big boy.
Hey, Paul, how many eggs can you put in your mouth? None of this makes any sense.
Hey, Paul, if somebody put a penis in an egg costume, do you think you could tell?
So stupid. Why do they call you Cold Hand Luke?
Paul, where are you going? Paul, what we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. Paul, you're going to get it. I don't like it any more than you fellas.
Is this part of your acting contest against Al Pacino?
Yes.
You've remembered so much dialogue.
Yeah. No, I remembered the start to Civil War by Guns N' Roses. That's how I did that.
Oh, I see. You were there in the zone.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
I once did that movie came on the TV. I was in the Comedy Store in Manchester, and somebody sat on the clicker, and it put it on the TV, and it was right at that point, and I just because of the song, I was like, what we've got here is fate. And it just looked like I knew the whole movie.
Wow.
I never told anybody. They were all just really impressed because, they guys from Manchester. They don't really listen to that kind of music.
They're going to be absolutely devastated when they find out.
Yeah.
You're going to completely have fallen off that pedestal of 4 Mancunian comedians. I mean, we've been keeping Glenn Wool on a pedestal all this time.
The four other people who that felt I could beat Al Pacino in an acting fight. I'll tell you what he can do. He can turn the TV on to any channel at any time.
You name it, mate. Stick it on. We challenged him. Corrie, go. Pretend that you're a miserable bastard from Manchester who drinks in a dreadful pub in Salford. Well, Al Pacino, that the reason why he did those interviews is he was plugging his latest project. But when I was reading up about his afterlife story, it didn't say what the project was. So maybe, Mr. Glenn, Al Pacino is going to be starring opposite a certain skydiving chimpanzee.
Oh, yes. Part 2. The Da Vinci Chronicles.
Chimps away. Myself and the chimpanzee are acting together. He throws shit at me. I have to build up over several weeks and up my roughage to throw back at him.
He never explained the Jamaican accent, but he had it. He had it for half the movie. Didn't explain why, and it didn't explain why it left halfway through.
If me want to talk as Jamaican Al Pacino, me talk like Jamaican Al Pacino. I've just realised that I'm just doing the Cookie Monster.
It really was the Cookie Monster.
He's the Cookie Monster Jamaican. Is he Al Pacino, Jamaican Al Pacino?
I don't think you'd be shocked if the Cookie Monster came like in one of those two big, what was it called, dance hall? There's a band going in there.
You trying to do 90s dance hall? She's like Shabba Ranks.
Yeah.
Me say, Mr. Lava Lava, Cookie. Mr. Lava Lava, me love Cookie. Simply bombastic. Cookie fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'd listen to it.
Well, I'm glad Al's is still with us.
Yeah.
You know?
For next couple of weeks, I guess.
I mean, I think he's a fabulous actor, and I'd love to meet him. Just nowhere near an avalanche.
How come?
He's fucking loud.
Oh, right. No, because I would say like nowhere close to a big snowdrift on top of a mountain.
Oh, that's right. That's what it is. I did this
Once the
punchline.
avalanches happen, then it doesn't matter. You actually want him
to find people.
I'm hanging Andrew down here, and then another avalanche starts. Then it hit the town. But you guys made it out.
I cleared the chalet. But we lost the high school. He's only a little fella as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Only little. Old Al Pacino.
Well, he's still alive. The tall ones die young. Mm-hmm. Generally. Heart's got more to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I only need to beat once every 2 weeks.
I know. It's really cute. It's like feeding a Tamagotchi. I gotta make sure I slap him on his back and his little heart goes. That'll keep him going.
I'll go for another week.
Yeah, if he slows down lying in the sun, that'll get the blood working again.
Blood working. It's medical advice from a snake owner. All right. Well, very good. Well, very good.
There you go.
There you are.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Now then, Mr. Glenn, do you have a story for me?
I do. And making his triumphant return to the show after his being disrobed, or however you say it, Boris Johnson has written his memoirs.
Oh, I'd imagine that will be cover-to-cover truth all the way.
Yeah.
Just because a guy lies in person doesn't mean nobody would ever lie in a book if they...
No, not to sell any extra copies. I'm sure it's all going to be straight down the line. Very dry. Very...
Sure, all those insights to his time in being the Prime Minister of Great Britain in 10 Downing Street, where everybody else has to sign an official Secrets Act document to not reveal what they said in the meeting. There's no way he would then...
No. If there's one thing he showed us through his premiership, he takes it all very seriously. One thing that he's claimed to be true, it was over the vaccines. The Dutch had cooked up a bunch of vaccines, but he couldn't get them off of him. Sort of like drug dealers, like, oh, you got my product.
All your vaccines are just in this kind of sleazy cafe.
Yeah, yeah.
All you have to do is get the train to the main train station and the nearest sleazy cafe. You'll find all your antidotes to all the diseases that you're suffering from.
So he was, he claims he was going to get the SAS to go and get them.
What? Well, from an ally?
He was going to invade Holland. That was his plan.
It's like
with
using
the SAS.
It's like using a sledgehammer to get a cup of sugar off a neighbour. Like,
well,
you just take the back door off somebody's house.
It doesn't do anything to dissuade you from disbelieving his statement that he wasn't partying very much in those days. I wasn't at those parties. I was, yes, I sat down and waved with a drink in my hand, but I was not drunk. I just was going to invade Holland. For some reason. I definitely didn't attend those parties. I was plotting the invasion of Holland when I was...
I was boffing someone. But as I was mid-boff, I thought, let's really stick it to those clog-wearing bastards.
It would be the perfect time to invade Holland. If you were going to invade Holland, it would be to gain the trust of them over years of being in Europe and having a pandemic. Having a bit of a charlatan in charge. Holland was they would not be ready.
Well, I doubt the Dutch have expected a war with the British for the last 300 years.
Yeah,
used to have quite a few of them, but not for a while.
No.
Yeah, that would have. And to be honest, if it was an invasion run by Boris Johnson, like, how would they have spotted the difference between that and all the other stag do's? Like, you know what I mean? How would you know that was the actual SAS and not just a bunch of pricks from fucking Leeds?
Yeah.
Just dressed up like the SAS.
Yeah.
Because crazy fucking Steve, he always wanted to go through a window. That's how he met her. He met her going through a window. You know what I mean? He climbed.
I get it.
He went on holidays and he climbed down into her balcony and went in. And that's how we met her. And we were like, you're like the embassy siege, you bastard.
Yeah. Well, you better hope it works too, because the Dutch will have defenses.
They will just flood their fields.
Yeah.
They will raise their dikes
Yeah.
They will. Yes. Yeah.
Well.
Right. That's it. They will
Stick a
just
finger in this.
they will just say, "Kiss these two lips."
Well done.
Thank you.
But yeah, like if you did something as ridiculous as that, but then the Dutch caught the SAS, and then you're like, "Can I please have my vaccines and the SAS back?" You have to pick one.
Now, you choose. These guys, they've all said they've switched over to our side. We were offering them EU passports
And a vaccine.
and a vaccine. These are guys who are not totally, they're stoned out of their minds. And they were highly vaccinated.
Yeah, if I were you, I'd pick the vaccine because I don't think they're coming. I don't think they're coming for whatever. I think your choice is slowly slipping from your hands right now.
So ridiculous. Yeah, what Boris Johnson is claiming said that the head general, the top general's lieutenant.
That's his job?
Not Boris Johnson.
No, I'm the general.
The head general.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes, he's in charge of getting secrets out of people.
Yeah.
This Lieutenant General Doug Chalmers. He was meant to have said after Boris Johnson suggested invading the Netherlands to get 5 million doses of AstraZeneca out of them. He listened, and apparently Boris Johnson says, Lieutenant General Doug Chalmers said, "Well, it's certainly feasible." Which sounds like super posh chat for, "Oh, fuck off." You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Why not just don't give him the recipe? You had it.
Yeah.
Why did you have to go to Holland to get it?
Well, that's because it's Brexit Britain, mate. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense. I know you've seen Stonehenge recently. Some of it's fallen over. Brexit Britain. Classic Brexit Britain. In my day, that was all upstanding. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were the pagans of EU membership Britain were blood sacrificing it down in Somerset every summer.
If the pagans could see us now, I'd cry.
I see what's come to this country. Vegan sausage rolls and Griggs.
I'm sorry, pagan. my great grandfather pagan. I failed you.
We're father druids, that's what we have. Yeah, there you go.
It's not in England you can slide a rock all the way across anymore.
No. You can't get a giant funereal slab from a Welsh quarry. They get slaves to bring it all the way across to a high point on the summit. Where was it? Wiltshire Plains.
That's changed. I blame the Normans. It wasn't like this before.
Not until those fucking French showed up with the rules. English man was free to blood sacrifice people.
Yeah.
Garrot them.
You tell him, Terry.
This country went downhill when you couldn't garrot slaves anymore.
Yeah.
You couldn't take people from coastal Cornwall and make them carry things for you.
Drinking in a flat roof pub with a druid flag over it.
It's always the best conversation. And if there's no roof on your pub, you're all fucking idiots in there.
Yeah. What is it about the flat roof that attracts them?
I don't know. It's just the water is just. I think the water is just pooling on the roof, slowly stagnating, lowering the IQ of all within.
You reckon that's what happens? They go in there really smart, but there's some sort of mycelium that's stuck in that water, that pool of water on the flat roof, and it's just slowly changing their mind.
Yeah, you've heard of Legionnaire's disease. This is British Legionnaire's disease. Because of that fungus on the roof. Everybody in here, all the middle-aged men in here think they fought in the First World War. Terry's only 52. He thought he was in the sun. Alan here thought he was an ape.
They've been there on the tours.
They have not.
Even
They
that.
haven't been there on the tours. These
Went to Marbella instead.
Yeah.
Just told people.
yeah, exactly.
Got a sunburn in Belgium there.
In November in Belgium.
I got from the fires that are still burning.
I stood just really close to the eternal flame. That's how I got sunburnt. Because I love my country so much. Oh, dear God.
Yeah, you buy that Corona T-shirt at the back.
These are remembrance flip-flops.
Yeah, got him in Dunkirk.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Well, there
Yeah.
you go. There's Johnson claiming that he was going to invade Netherlands.
Yeah,
It's not even a big swag, is it? I mean,
yeah. How big? Like he was unclear about what that 150 seat majority would allow him to do. you can't invade the Netherlands ever.
Yeah. They will just flood themselves. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's all they'll do. You won't get away with that. And don't steal their bikes. That's what the Muffin did.
They're still mad about it.
The bike thieves.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. They were not happy with the Germans stealing their bikes in the war.
No, they still bring it up. Like I was like, that's not all they took from you. There was,
There's a lot of worse stuff than the bikes.
Yeah.
But there's so many bikes. God, that's really... We don't need to go into what it... Some of them were 10 speed. Some were like, racing bikes. Some were mountain bikes.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah,
All right.
there really was a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
We're still really grieving over the bicycles. Preposterous. The man is preposterous. Did you see Laura Koonsberg, who's one of the top political journalists at the BBC? No doubt, absolutely paid a fortune. She's always had a weird. So I don't know. It's look, I know for a fact BBC journalists and all journalists they do try. Most of them do actually try to be unbiased, but like she's just weird around him.
Yeah.
I think she. I saw this interview years ago. This footage of she's like in the press pack and they're all trying to get questions out. I mean, she's just she clearly fancies him. Like,
wow.
She's like at one bit she kind of weirdly licks her lips.
Better than his. Mr. Prime Minister.
Come on, let's invade Denmark. Let's get some Lurpak. Anyway, well, fuck all that.
Well, yeah. So she sent him the questions, didn't she?
Yeah, she's meant to be doing this big interview with him.
She could have done the interview because I guarantee you he did not read that email. He didn't even go to the Cobra meetings when there was a pandemic.
Yeah,
He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
He's going on to talk about his book. He's like, he's not reading any
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. Why she had to publicly apologise for sending the interview notes to him rather than her team. There's no chance. You're absolutely right. There's no chance he read that email.
No. His empty chair.
also, like, so even if you did, it doesn't matter. Like, here's the 20 hard-hitting questions. Well, he's just got to bullshit over the top of them anyway.
Yeah, he got really sick from going to the hospital to shake hands at the pandemic.
Yeah,
that's how much pre-work he does into
people are very ill. I will go and touch them. He's like a big fat reverse Jesus.
Yeah. Shake your hand. Shake your hand.
I'm healing you. And by that I mean I only shop in heels.
Yeah.
I'm going to take all you lepers to shop at heels.
Lovely.
Lovely. Come on. Sneeze on me. I'll cough on you. We'll show them. We don't need a bloody vaccine.
Shake on it, but spit in your hand first. That's how you know it's a deal.
Bring it up from the lungs.
And he keeps doing it to every hand, and then he says, you got one. You got one.
My fingers are now webbed from the saliva of voters.
Yes. Let's French kiss the deal. This is true. Little thing we used to do in Eden.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's not the Prime Minister.
Yes.
Although I don't for a moment believe that Britain was ever going to invade the Netherlands.
No, and I do not think that there's a chance he could be back. So
He could easily be back.
yes, that's what I think.
He could be back, but first he must sire another 20 children. I mustn't let my prime ministerial ambitions get in the way of boffing.
Yes, the prophecy must remain intact. I must sire 78 people before I can take power.
The country must become 57% blonde.
I must replace all of the people that I will kill in the invasion of the Netherlands.
Who are also blonde. Bringing the blonde tally down. I'm going to bring back up again. I'm like a big
The
fat
Boris giveth and he taketh away. Anyway.
Once we're all blonde, I will release the dragons. Well, I would like to say good luck to you, Boris Johnson, but I really wish...
We don't need that kind of luck.
Yeah, we don't. Yes. Seems like you're only handing out bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready for the next Egypt?
I am.
Now then, we moved from one Egypt for whom literally no mistakes could be made. It could be big enough for him to, in any way, fail in life.
Yeah.
And now, well, this is an extraordinary story of when the internet goes wrong. How one man can absolutely snooker his entire life. I speak, of course, of Richard Crispy Crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
We all heard of Dick.
Yeah.
Dick Crisp.
This, yes. So there's a fifth. So where to begin? Right. So there was a lot. Well, it was not that long ago. It was certainly it still sits in every Liverpool fan's memory. But there was a thing called the Hillsborough disaster. Who weren't, for those of you from further afield that don't know much about British football, there was a football game that was being played in Hillsborough ground.
Sheffield.
In Sheffield Wednesday's ground, and Liverpool were playing. It's
On a Saturday.
Yes, it was
It's very confusing, but
yes. Okay. Anyway, there was a disaster, and many people died.
Yep.
Many people died. It was 97 people died, and there was over 300 people crushed but survived, but suffered terribly in advanced years. It was one of the worst sporting disasters in all of football history. This man from Sheffield, called Richard Crispy Crisp, Crispy to his friends, and imagine increasingly small circle.
had ever declining list.
Yes. He gets onto the old socials.
Yeah.
Yes, because recently, a man, by the way, not a Liverpool fan, just another fan of another team, he just passed away. He passed away at a game. Totally innocent. Didn't deserve anybody's bon mots on social media, but nothing was going to stand in the way of old Crispy. He gets onto the social media and, I quote, on the news of seeing that just an innocent man just a man had passed away at a football game, but at the same ground as where the Hillsborough disaster was, obviously Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday's ground. He gets onto the social media and says, another one to add to the Leppings Lane tally. What are we up to now? 98? When we get to 100, we'll have a party. Up the Owls!
So what he did there, he managed to find two things that people didn't find funny and mixed them together.
Yes.
You know, the two negatives perhaps made a positive. And it did not.
Boy, did it not!
No.
Wow, the internet did not like the comedy stylings of Crispy.
The eye of Sauron widened.
Man alive! So after this utterance, he was and the thing is, at first you go, all right, look, there has been a phenomenon of people, you know, touching 30, 35, trying to run for political office all across the developed world, and then people scurrying through their old social media posts, shit they wrote when they were like teenagers and thought they were, you know, that they were going to be the next edgy comedian, right? And now they're losing jobs in their mid-30s. Right? That's not on, right? I assume this was just a kid written this. He's 55.
Yeah.
This Crispy's 55 years old. He is, or should I say was, a project manager at a leading construction company. Not anymore.
Yeah, he's gone.
No, they sacked him. He was a member of a leading golf club. Yeah, not anymore. No, he's been arrested.
Okay.
Yes, and the rumours are his wife, Karen Crisp, is on the way out the door as well.
Wow. And the only saving grace is he's now banned from the Sheffield Wednesday Football Club, so he doesn't have to watch them play. So there's one silver lining that he's managed.
He has been banned from his club. The Owls, the very Owls he upped at the end of his famous...
The wise owls, the large-eyed bird. You couldn't see it like it is. It's like from a bad novel.
Yes, it's a bird that eats rats in the night, and it's scuffed you, dick. Anyway, again, I still sort of felt sorry for people. People try and pull off edgy Look, we're comedians. Even we know that it's shit. Like, there's no point trying your most edgy stuff online because it's socially two-dimensional, right?
Yeah.
There's a difference between that and doing it in front of an audience. So I kind of like, the guy's lost his job, banned from his football club, banned from his golf club. His marriage is on the whole rocks. He's 55 years old. I thought, and then people started posting some of his previous tweets. Okay, so this is the same Crispy who at 4:26 p.m. on the 21st of April of this year said, and I quote, "If you come to Sheffield," now see where you see there's ambiguity here. He said, "I swear I'll murder you."
Wow. Who was that to?
Doesn't say, but the point is he's death threat Dave, this fella. He's not scared of...
Why? He doesn't feel the need to add anything to that, like direct that at anybody.
Oh no, he was having some sort of online tiff with another...
Oh, okay. He didn't just tweet that.
No, okay. He didn't send that out to everyone. Anybody comes to Sheffield, I swear I'll fucking murder you. Oh, my name's not Richard Crispy Crisp.
Okay. Duly noted, Dick.
Mental.
Yeah.
But
I think this is going to be...
What?
Yeah.
Well, like... I'm just like...
Do you know what I blame? You know what I blame? The Oasis reunion. And there's going to be little spikes of this in the lead up to the concerts where because he's right at that age.
55 is bang on for an Oasis reunion ticket.
Yeah, but no, he's getting his swagger back. He's remembering what he used to be like all the time, not just his testosterone spiked. He got that low T, but he got one little squeeze out of a testosterone gland, and it went straight to his brain. And he's like, "Oh, somebody died at the football pitch. I wonder if I should do a tweet that is very respectful of that precise remembrance." No fucking way! I'm Dick Crisp.
A man's behind me back. Fuck the world. Do you know what? If Liam Gallagher's still an asshole and Colin B cunts online, I'm going to be a cunt online.
Yes. This is what's going to happen.
We're just the same, me and him. We're both in the 50s. We both think our older brother's a prick.
As you were.
Step inside to the social media post of my mind. You know that you'll find I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You thought I could. You'd heard the worst comments about the Hillsborough disaster. You've heard folk all until I arrive.
A part of me, though, just wants...
That's such a great theory.
Yeah, I just want Crispy to go, okay, it's all fucked. I've broken everything. Here's what I really think. Like, we're all going to have to go, geez, we kind of liked him when he was in the box. It's like he had a leash.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's never occurred to me to go, geez, that was a huge number of people that died in a tragedy. But there's another guy's died there. Ooh,
yeah,
that's the comedy
thinking
angle.
that was the tipping point that made it funny.
Yeah, tragedy plus time.
Oh, so 97? No, but 98. That's a funnier number. If there's 98,
that's right. It's one fat lady
and somebody watching.
It's just mind blowing. Like, why did you think?
Yeah. I blame Oasis.
I blame Oasis. Now that I didn't know who to blame.
Corrupting the former youth of today.
Corrupting the elderly youth of today.
Yeah, Oasis is just shocked. We're like, we got another one.
Oh, I really hope that Oasis are going to play at Hillsborough on their tour. That's their Sheffield date. Just Crispy's going to be up with the gates. Are they doing the classics? Hey, where's Crispy? Banned for life, mate. You're banned for life. It said in the article that he lives in the neighbourhood of Hillsborough. Like, he's living beside the ground.
Jesus.
Man alive, dude. Like, what?
So I'll have to hear the roar of the crowd and act like...
It's not for me.
No.
Never.
Pull the blinds, please. And then he realises he's the only one in the house. So he has to get up and pull the blinds.
Oh, no. Dude. He's going to have to pretend to himself that he's actually a Blur fan. Fuck that. I've always preferred Blur anyway. I've always preferred, art school rock. Shut up. I'm a Jarvis Cocker fan anyway.
Well, I bet you, he would just like that everybody from Sheffield was there, so he'd jump around to it. But anyway.
Well, what we're saying is, if you are middle-aged, stop posting shit online.
Yeah. It was so bad it got him kicked off of Twitter.
Man, that's...
Like, who's left on Twitter to even know that it was there? One of the neo-Nazis who was scrolling through spat his soup out. Oh, he said, what?
I'm going to have to report this post. There's a Nazi in a bunker in Indiana just about to deny the Holocaust again. And said, oh my God, What the hell's wrong with Crispy? Fucking hell. Oh, dude. Just go back to, some men just need to, not even social media. They just need to walk away from phones, man.
Just go back to bumper stickers.
Yeah, you're a bumper sticker fella. Yeah. Crispy, you're a bumper sticker, man.
Yeah, and not ones your buddy made. That one got the car kicked in. Get away. That's when bumper stickers. You used to be able to get something pretty spicy, but there was a curator. There was an editor. It was done inside gas stations. You could leaf through them. Hey, why don't you get a YB normal and you stick it on upside down, and there you go, Crispy.
Yeah, that's it. Just get yourself on a learning journey, son.
Yeah.
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 Don't be laughing at dudes who just died at a football game.
Yeah. For one day, Crispy, will be you who the bell tolled for.
That's right. It'll just be a doorbell. Ding dong.
Ringing for 3 days because no one's seen Crispy. And every once in a while somebody goes by the house, but they don't care enough to he just wasn't there.
I don't know, he mustn't like milk anymore. It's just building up on his doorstep.
He's probably got an intolerance of some sort. Oh. Well, he doesn't need it anymore.
Well.
All right.
We wish you all the best. Crispy, you've absolutely fucked everything.
But you can come back.
You can come back. That's what's great about life. Just ask Al Pacino. Everybody can come back. If old Al's come back, you can come back too. Just, God damn it, say sorry. Rein it in. I'm sure your 30 years of being a project manager in the building trade will get you back in the game. You'll be back on your feet no time.
Yeah.
Stay off the socials.
And just start listening to Ocean Color Scene. I think that'll calm you down. They're still together. You can go to see one of those. Yeah. Cheaper.
Much cheaper. Much cheaper.
Yeah.
Good. Well, there you go. Well, another weird installment of Eejits of the World. Thank you for joining us.
With me, Glenn Wool, and you,
Andrew Maxwell. If you would like to see Eejits of the World live, well, there you can. Are you in London? That would be the most convenient place.
What day?
We are performing on the 20th of October at the Cheerful Earful Comedy Podcast in Ballinbanana.
In what pub is that?
That's in the Bedford pub. Oh. On Bedford Hill, 77 Bedford Hill, London. It's where the Ballinbanana Comedy Club is usually on.
Okay.
And it's in Balham, South London.
I know it.
And
I'll be there.
I'll be there with you.
Okay.
And hopefully you will be too. Thank you very much, guys. And it has, please follow us on all the socials.
Like it, subscribe it.
We put out clips every week. The show goes out on audio on Wednesdays and goes up on YouTube, and the clips go out on Saturdays. It has been a Pod People production.